Good morning. It's Friday. Good news today. I have so many stories. And I was reading these stories. I thought about publicity. What happened to publicity for a company like Pfizer? As an example, we look at 2020, 2021, and the publicity for Pfizer. It was fantastic, wasn't it? Amazing publicity they got. Yeah, people were singing, cheering, applauding. This company was like sparkling, was gold and white. It was great. And now, not at all, right? So what happened? Then it occurred to me that maybe it's got something to do with money. They spent a lot of money on publicity, right? And they spent money on keeping people quiet, didn't they? And now they sort of moved on. Well, that's what I believe. They just moved on. They did their thing, right? And now they can't spend any more money on this. See? Wow, they are preparing to pay now, aren't they? To pay for damages, right? For instance. So they are not spending any more money on keeping people quiet. That's my idea. Yeah, so I have these stories. The first one is from Sweden. It's a doctor story. A doctor who's awake talked about this. He talked about two incidents that he saw recently. The first one was a medical conference. And there was a doctor there, speaking to an audience, right? And then there was another one, also a doctor, doing a lecture at some other place, right? And both of them talked about the tea, the injection. They were discussing, symptoms and patients and stuff, right? And there were doctors in the audience, right? And both of them said, you better look into this tea thing. See if there is a connection there. This could be interesting, you see, because there are now, we have seen this, a lot of different side effects, you see. And these people in the audience, nobody said anything about it, nobody questioned it. So people were sitting there in the audience listening to these two guys, different occasions, right? And they were thinking, okay, so yeah, I should look into this. It's a connection there between the tea and these symptoms, Could this have happened 3 years ago? Absolutely not. But now we see it, right? Food and Drug Administration, they came out and they warned about this small increase. This is how it starts. Now, small increase in the incidence of seizures in children, age 2 to 5. It's awful stuff, right? That's the FDA saying this. And they also warned about young men getting heart problems. Right? Very low risk, but there it is. Now, again, would they have said this 3 years ago? Absolutely not. Probably because they were paid to shut up, right? Now they are talking about it. See? Also Anthony Fauci, into the camera. Anthony Fauci. It's tough watching this guy. But he says there's a very, very, very low risk, right? But young men can get heart problems, you see. Now, of course, he wouldn't say this 3 years ago. CNN, this is from the 26th of October. The injection may slightly increase the risk of stroke in older adults. I don't know, it's just hilarious, this stuff, right? So now they are talking about it. Now, I think it makes sense that they don't go out, okay, this is really bad, people, listen up, this is really bad, right? So, when they start off, they say, small risks, right? But now they are talking about it. This is from the UK. Esther McVey. I never saw this lady before. Who's she? Right. She's an MP. So she was talking in the parliament. So apparently she's joining Andrew Bridgen on this. It's a great speech from this lady, Esther McVey. This was 7 days ago. And she talked about a lot of things, but she talked about the word safe. You know, it was very good. What is the definition of the word safe? Right? We kept hearing this, right? It was safe. But safe means free from risks or danger, right? That's what it means. So she means that this was false marketing. That's a great speech. I'll post a link to it. Australia, mainstream media, 7 News Australia. They did a terrible report. Again, very, very bad publicity for big pharma, you know. So they reported on this guy, Mark Briggs. He almost died 3 times after receiving the needle. Spent 3 months in hospital with heart conditions. And there are pictures of him, terrible pictures. He was lying there in the hospital bed, hooked up to all these machines and stuff, right? Terrible. Mainstream media, right? And you know how the normies work, right? They see something, they get these pictures, right? And this is in connection to the tea, you see? It's terrible. So, you would have seen this maybe 3 years ago. Absolutely not. Nothing like this at all. 3 years ago. So, this is going on. There's much more going on. So there's a big change. Right? Also, I have this rumor. I didn't get it confirmed. I really wanted to confirm this rumor. But I guess it's not true. But I wanted to tell you anyway. Right? Could be true, this one, you see. It's a rumor that South Africa is stepping out of the WHO. Do you know something about this? I really looked. I couldn't find it. That's the rumor. That would be sweet. Right. I wish you a great weekend. Be good.